Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Anyone have any questions? You can unmute and you can talk for 5 minutes. Anyone have any questions?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you show that updating part, updating code,
Which one?
updating, sir? After mounting, updating is there.
Updating phase.
Yeah, updating phase.
Yeah.
Sir, in line number 28, if I, in line number 25, if I don't use any condition there, and if in line number 28, I use set count, then what will be the answer?
Set count is not a variable holding the data. Set count is not a variable holding the data. Okay, actual the data changes happened on which variable, that variable only you have to pass it. Okay, you place like set count. Okay, if you not write this condition, only first time load it's going to execute, remaining all it's not execute.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Which variable data got updating is like a state variable, maybe props. Okay, those variables only how to pass it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next.
So in unmounting.html, could you please explain me line number 32, sir?
Line number?
Mounting, 40. Yeah, it's 40 here. Yeah.
40. Just it's simple. I am managing, okay, this true false values in one variable. Okay. If the variable value is like true, end condition always go to the next expression when end condition, end logical operator always execute the next expression. If the
Both
first value is like true, then only it go to the next expression or not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the reason whenever the issue is like true, then only my A is going to load. If my A issue is like false, my A is not load. Okay, so mounting, unmounting, loading, unloading, loading, unloading. For that purpose, I used.
Okay. Here, can't we use if condition and load a component?
No. Okay, if condition, you can use it. You can use it. But conditional rendering, there is a future is there. You can use that future.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Is there class tomorrow?
Tomorrow and after tomorrow we have.
Please explain 21 lines, sir.
Again?
Explain 21 lines.
21. I created a use effect. Use effect is the hook for what? Okay, to handle the life cycle phases, all the life cycle phases. If you want to handle the unmounted life cycle phase, use effect take callback function as an argument. That callback function again returns me one more callback. That means one more function. This function called when, just before unmounting the component. That's it. If you want to handle, if my operation is like, I want to perform some operation, okay, just before unmounting, okay, where you want me to write that code means use effect to take one callback function as an argument. Everyone knows that one. Okay, that callback again returns me one more function. This function, when it is going to call, just before unmount your component, this function is going to call. So your code, you should have to write at line number 23. This is your unmounting syntax. Okay, this callback, okay, this particular return function when it is going to call just before unmounting. So just before unmounting this function call, so your code you can write in line number 23.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, so how does React know that we have to call the specific use effect in the sequential order? it can call like use effect in line number 21 first, and then later it can call 17.
No. Okay. So this my React only managing all these things, right? Okay. Rendering done by whom? React only. That's the reason whenever it is going to render the first time load, it is going to looking for use effect, which is not having the dependencies. It is going to call that callback. This callback also called, and this callback also called. Two callbacks called. This callback returns me what? This callback returns me what? One function. Leave that one. Keep it that one. This function, this callback contains what? Some data. Execute that one. Some statements. Execute it. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So for
Order is
all,
not a matter. Order is not a matter.
okay, so for all the unmounting functions, we use a return, sir. Can we say that?
If you want to handle unmounting phase in your functional component, if anybody asks, okay, what is your answer? Any one of you? How you can handle unmounting phase in your functional component? How you can handle unmounting phase in your functional component? First of all, unmounting phase handling can be do by using which hook?
Use effect.
Use effect.
So first of all, write the use effect, which take how many arguments? Maximum.
One argument, a callback function.
Two
Maximum.
arguments.
Maximum 2 arguments.
Two
Do
arguments.
you want me to listen any state or prop changes? In this case, I don't want. I don't want to listen any prop or okay state changes. Why? Because my requirement is not. Okay. Now I want to execute few lines of code just before unmounting. So what? How we can handle unmounting phase? My callback function should returns what?
Another
Should return
function.
one more function or not? My this function when it is going to execute? When it is going to execute?
Before unmounting.
Just before unmounting or not? Yes or no? Up to here, I can say like a syntax for unmounting. Agreed? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mounting phase, how we can write it? Mounting. Which take?
Without the return.
Which take?
Two
Two or
arguments.
okay. Now here, this is the one. Okay. Now, whatever the code you want at the time of first time load, once my content rendering is completed, after that, if you want to perform some operation, that lines of code where you want me to write inside line number 10 or not.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Execute after mount. Okay. Updating phase. Updating phase. Updating phase. Updating phase. Okay, the same syntax, but I want to listen the updates of my variable. So that state or prop variable can I add here? State or prop variable can I add? You can add any number of it's an array. Got my point? So in my unmounting phase, if I write the code like this, okay, then what happened with this one? In my unmounting phase one, if I write like this, what happened? See, what happened? See, this one and this one syntactically same or not? If the return function is not there, both are like same or not? If the return function is not there, yes or no? So this is which phase? Mounting phase or unmounting phase? This is
Mounting.
mounting. So mounting is I want to execute these lines of code only one time. Okay, so don't write. This is only for unmounting phase. I want to use it. That's the reason this use effect. If you write like this, it is going to execute at the time of mounting. Okay, but I have a separate code snippet is there to handle mounting phase. So here you can write it. Here, don't write anything. If you write it, it is going to execute. Don't write anything. Just return this one. Just return this one. Now this is specific to handle what? Mounting phase This code is going to execute. Okay, this particular function is going to call when just before unmounting. This is specific to unmounting phase or not. You got my point? Use effect you can write any number of times, no problem at all. Anywhere you want in the component, you can write it. Order is not a matter. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, I also have another question. So yesterday you were saying that we use useState hook to manage the state variables inside a component. So is it specific to that only that one component, or can we use the state variables like we written in one component in the other component too?
These variables are specific to one component. I said, okay, manage the state at component level. I have one component is there. I have one value is there. I want to manage by using state variable as a state variable. Another component is there. Another value is there. You can write one more state variable like this. Each and every component has their has okay these life cycle methods, right? Okay, any number of state variables you can write inside the component. Every component may okay enter into these three phases or not. Yes or no? These are specific to that particular component. State variables, you can write any number of state variables in that component. These three life cycle methods you can handle in the app. Okay, these three life cycle methods you can handle in the app. Okay, but based on your requirement, which one is required here, which one is required here, you have to decide as a developer. Got my point?
Yes, sir. So here in the app component, you have declared each and set each, right? So can we use these variables in the other component, in the component A?
Component A, directly want to use it. You want to use in this like this, you just show.
Yes.
Okay, it's a basic thing, right?
Can we do that?
This is like a okay, this is like what? A component. Okay, inside this component, this is the scope. In this scope, issue is there or not there? Issue is there or not there?
Not there.
Not there. Then how we can use one variable inside a function if it is not there? It's a basic JavaScript question, right? Still, if you
Okay.
want to use this data inside the A component, how we can use it? My data inside where? App is
My
nothing but parent. Okay, how we can pass the data to my A children?
okay, my
You know, right?
attributes actually. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Like this, you can pass it. Okay, simple
Yes,
JavaScript,
sir. We
don't
get
think
it.
more. Each show is a variable inside where with the constant data type inside where yap. It's a function. It is a local variable to that function. I can use each show anywhere in this block, but you should not use inside the A directly. If you want, you have to pass the data parent to child.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
sir. Component in in functional component we will use a component unmount, right? As in class, what we will use?
Class component separate discussion. We don't want that one for now. Okay, no one using. Okay, component did mount is there. Component did update is there. Component will unmount is there. Will unmount. Okay, there is a separate methods. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions, anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, while practicing some basic projects online, I am seeing another kind of syntax in React, sir. Like
What kind?
they are using simple keyword, sir, like import and export
Yeah,
without
that
adding.
one, that is on our next level discussion. That is on our next level discussion.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any questions, anyone? Shall we move?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is currying?
What is
Currying, sir.
currying?
Yes, sir.
Currying is nothing but a function is there. Function F1. Yeah. Yeah, comma B. My F1 take how many arguments?
choose
Okay, 10 comma 20 returns me what?
a function.
Okay, so can I call like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the function which returns one more function. Okay, first function take 2 arguments. Okay, return function take 0 arguments. Okay, but this is okay in the currying. Okay, this is a terminology. Don't think more. If I write like this, then my f1 take how many arguments?
1.
Okay,
One.
returns me what?
Function.
Another function.
Function. Can I call it?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you should have to call with how many arguments?
1 argument.
Argument.
1 argument. Can I pass like this? Then what is my answer? 30 only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here the difference is what? Okay, here the function which returns one more function, at most it's take like what? At least one argument, at most also one argument only it's going to take. Okay, that kind of syntax wherever you see, that is called as a function curry. Okay, let me show you the difference. Yeah. Okay, currying is the transformation of a function like f1 of ab into f1 of a and f1 of b. We can achieve this one currying by using bind method and closure. Okay, function which returns one more function is like a bind method returns me one more function. Closure also always gives me like what? One more function or not. Okay, the curried function which take multiple arguments one at a time. Okay, these particular functions are going to take like multiple arguments. This is take one argument, this is take one argument. Okay, one at a time. Okay, that kind of syntax, if you see that one, we can say like a function curry. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you can watch this video. Any questions, anyone? Okay. So far you created okay all our logics or components and everything within a single file or not. Whatever you written the code syntactically 200% correct. 200% correct. But whatever the code you written, that is okay, it is not a recommended way. This is not a recommended way. Why? Because very simple. One simple component you can take it. Okay, box component only can take it. If you observe this box component, see what things tightly coupled. See all the libraries you loaded here, your container you placed here, your CSS you loaded here, your components you placed here, and your okay render the content inside the container. That code also you placed here, right? Everything it's like a kind of tightly coupled or not. Everything you written inside a single file or not. Okay, the way of writing the code, CSS, yes, correct only. Container, correct only. Okay, way of writing the component is correct only. But okay, the syntax and everything is like correct, working as expected. But the way of formatting, okay, the code is not a recommended way. This is okay. Now I want to split now. Each and every part I want to split it. I want to split it. Okay, then how we can split? How we can split? Okay, if you observe, can I say this is one part loading the libraries? Can I say like that? One part. Who will take care? I will take. Can I take this one is like one part? This is what? Container. It is a container. It is what? HTML or JSX? HTML or JSX? It is a HTML one. Yes or no? Now, this is related to CSS. Can I take this one is like separate file? This is one component. This is one component. Okay, can I take this one in one file? This is another component. Can I take this one in another file? Okay, this is like a loading the container inside the okay, loading the content inside the container. Okay, this is like one file. Can I separate it? Yes or no? Instead of writing everything in a single file, can I do? Can I do? Okay, just separate this content in different files. Okay, then. Now, how many files are required? One by one we can. Okay, this one leave it for now. This is the HTML. This is the HTML. So can I create like one index, okay, one HTML file with the extension of .html. That file, recommended file name is like what? Index.html. So my index.html, okay, file contains what? My index.html file contains what? Our container or not? Our container or not? Done? I need a clean separation. Okay. So container is like a one kind, okay, only one time operation, only one container for all components. Yes or no? Okay. Now if you come here, this is also load your content inside the container. This is also one time operation only or not? Yes or no? One container is there. That container reference only you can get it and render your root component inside the container. So this is also one type, okay, one time operation only or not? This is which code? Okay, HTML code or JavaScript code? This code. This code is like HTML or JavaScript. Get the container reference, render the root component inside the container. Okay, this is okay. Which code? HTML or JavaScript code? It's a JavaScript code. So that can I create one more JS file here? Okay, the recommended file name is like JS. This is the one. So my actual execution also start from where? The actual execution is going to start from where? From my index.js file only or not? It is going to call create root and get the reference of your container. Okay, once you have the container and you can get the, okay, you can render the component inside the container or not. Yes or no? Agreed with me? I need a clean separation. That's it. Now, in the content.txt, so far, how many softwares you install? So far, how many softwares you install? Visual Studio Code, right? Visual Studio Code, right? Now, this is the time to discuss about, okay, Node.js, Node.js software. So, can you install remaining all softwares? Remaining all softwares, Git, desktop Git, MongoDB, okay, MongoDB Compass, and Node.js software. Can you install all? Can you install all? Okay, these all are like open source only. Okay, just go to Google. Go to Google. Download Git. First one. Download Git. That's it. Okay, first one. Okay, now see for Windows. Click on that Windows. Okay, 32-bit, 64-bit. Download and install it. Okay. All are agreed? Install this software. The next one is what? The next one is what? Desktop Git. Download desktop Git. GitHub desktop. Okay, GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop. Download GitHub desktop. That one, right? GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop. Okay. Now click on the first one. Download for Windows. Directly you can install it. Okay, for Mac. Okay, remaining all also you can download for Windows. Desktop github.com. This is the website. GitHub desktop. Just you can paste like GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop in your download GitHub desktop in your Google. The next one is like download Mongo. Download MongoDB. Download MongoDB. Okay. Now say this mongodb.com is the official website. Just click on this. Just click on this. Now, this is the official website of MongoDB. Download MongoDB, the first one, mongodb.com. You can see the link, the URL. Click on the MongoDB community server, download something is there, don't think more. MongoDB.com is the official website. Here, the product section, okay, there are not there. In this product section, okay, Atlas, Enterprise Edition, Advanced Community Edition is there, right? Just install the community server. It's a free one. Install the community server. Okay, don't install enterprise server. Okay, enterprise server is like a commercial one. Okay, just install community server. Install the community server. So products, install the community server. Okay, you can download it and you can install it. Once it is done, okay, let's go to products. So again, tools section is there. Compass. If you hover on the products, you can see this particular menu. Okay, tools section, compass is there. Click on the compass. Click on the compass. You can download it and install it. It is a tool to connect with your Mongo server. Okay. The next one is like Node.js software. Node.js software. It's not a technology. Node.js software. Just click on this one. Okay, updated version. You can install it. Okay, updated version. You can install it. But I don't want to install the Node.js. I want to tell like one thing. Okay, introduce the new thing. Node version manager. By using this node version manager, we can manage the node or Node.js or Node.js software. Any one of this one you can. Node version manager, you can install it. Node.js or node version manager. Node version manager, NVM manager for Windows. Download it. NVM for Windows. Okay, you can install. You can download and install, or Node.js, you can download and install. Whatever it is, I want Node in your machines. I want Node in your machines, but I'm going to cover both. Okay, Node version manager is the recommended one. You can install it. Okay, why? Because by using Node version manager, okay, we can do any one of the operations. Okay, we can do one thing. First install Node. After that, we can uninstall, and I will tell. Okay, Node version manager. What is the drawback of directly installing Node.js? I will tell. Okay, first install Node.js. Agreed with me? These softwares you can install it. Okay. Okay, then let's come back to our discussion. In my index.html, this one placed, index.js, this code placed. Now see, in our code, first 3 lines, what it represents? First 3 lines. It downloads the required libraries to run my React application or not. Yes or no? Downloads required libraries. One is like React library, another one is like React DOM library, another one is like Babel. So far, how many libraries we loaded maximum? How many libraries we loaded maximum? Okay, 4 libraries. Which one is the last one? Okay, 4th one, Anxious is the library. But in your application, okay, only 4 are there. In future, there has 40 also maybe. I don't know. So these 4 libraries, who downloaded? Who downloaded? Who loaded? Who download and who load inside the browser? I am only the person, right? A developer only downloaded manually and loaded inside the page or not. Is it the recommended way? 1 or 2? Okay, I can manage it. For example, as I said, party libraries are there. Party libraries are there. You want me to download it manually You want me to go to Google and search for the particular version and you want me to download it manually? Is it the recommended way? First tell me. Okay, developer always focus on the business logic. Okay, based on the business requirement, you have to write, okay, write the functional. Developer has to focus on that one, not this kind of things, right? Okay, download the softwares, download the libraries, load the libraries. This kind of things we should not take care or not, bro. As a developer, we should not take care or not. Yes or no? Okay, but it is okay mandatory. Okay, we should not take care, but it is a mandatory or not. Then how we can? For that purpose, now onwards, I don't want to download and I don't want to manage these particular libraries. Okay, just one person is there. That person, okay, manages or handle, okay, manages all UI related, all JS related libraries. Okay, Angular related libraries, Next.js related libraries, Vue.js related libraries, Node.js related libraries, React.js related libraries, all UI related libraries, one person managing. Okay, instead of go to Google, can I ask that person, hey, I want this React library, can you load it? Can I ask that guy? Which one is the recommended one? The person who manages all the JS files, one side. Okay, the person is like not only JS, okay, it is like related to each and every technology who is managing Google. Okay, that is another side. Okay, which one is the recommended? You want me to go to the person who manages the JS file or okay, Google? The person who manages your JS libraries or not? Can you ask him, hey, I need this libraries, can you give it? Can you give it? Who is that guy who manages that particular libraries, JS libraries and everything? Means my node package manager, this guy manages all your JS related libraries. So if you want to ask this guy, first of all, this guy is available or not? How this node package manager available in your machine, by installing Node.js software. Once you install the Node.js software, what is available? My Node package manager is available. By using this Node package manager, we can, okay, get all these libraries and load in your application or not. Yes or no? Now onwards, you want me to download? Now onwards, you want me to download? Tell me. Now onwards, you want me to download? No, right? Okay. To whom you want me to contact to get the libraries and everything? To whom you want me to contact? My node package manager, okay, or yarn or npx, okay, multiple things. Okay, don't worry, I will tell. Okay, node package manager. So by using node package manager, I can get the libraries or not? How we can get this node package manager in your mission? If you want to communicate with that guy, first that guy is available, right? Okay, how the node package manager is available in your missions? In your missions, how it is available? By installing the node software or not? That the reason you should have to install the node.js software for now. In future, instead of node.js software, what do you want me to use? Node version manager, nvm. Okay, don't worry about the nvm for now, just leave it nvm. Okay, node version manager, leave it for now. Node.js software, install it. Node.js software, install it. All okay? Okay, there is no need to bother about this one, right? There is no need to do bother about this one. Okay, this is also managed by some other person. Yes. Okay, this is also managed by some other person. All are okay. So for good. Okay, now these things are like pending. These things are like pending. Okay, then now before that, okay, work on this particular component which contains how many files and everything, I want to introduce one concept called as a module concept in JavaScript. Module concept in JavaScript, very simple. Listen carefully. Okay, I have one folder. Folder one. Inside the folder one, I have three files. I have three JS files. Listen carefully. Okay, in my 1.js file, what you have, constant number 1 equals to 10. In my 2.js file, I have constant number 2 equals to 20. In my 3.js file, okay, I have one function is there. I have one function is there, sum. Okay, here console.log of n1 plus n1 plus n. Now, if I run okay 3.js sum file, what is my answer? If I run 3.js sum file, what is my answer? Okay, sum function, sorry. 3.js sum function, if I call, what's my answer? What is my answer? Okay, the answer is like n1 is not defined. Okay, first of all, in my 3.js file, okay, n1 and n2 declared or not declared? Anywhere in the 3.js file, declared or not declared? Not declared, right? Not declared. If it is not declared, then the time, if you use the same variable again, you can get the answer is like n1 is not defined. N1 is not defined. That is the answer, right? That is the answer. Now, my required values where we have. My required values where we have. Tell me. My required values inside the 1.js and inside the 2.js or not? Yes or no? So my 3.js requires the values from 1.js file and requires the values from 2.js file or not? Yes or no? So I am okay 3.js, you are 1.js. I require something from you. First of all, you should ready to give it, right? Then only I can get it from you. If you're not ready to give it, what I can get? First thing is like my 1.js should ready to should ready to give this n1 value or not, like that programmatically you have to tell or not. So my 1.js file ready to give like n1 value to outside, like that you have to write some code or not, then only my 3.js guy is ready to give, so I can get it from him. I can get it from him like this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on, come on. Take it up. Hmm? Okay, then. Now my question is very simple thing. One file, how, okay, programmatically inside one file, how we can tell programmatically this file ready to give this particular variable, this particular function, this particular class, how we can tell programmatically, okay, this file ready to give this value to outside, how we can tell? That is the question. Got my point? Yes or no? For that, in your JavaScript ES6, there has three keywords are there to handle this. One is like export keyword, another one is like import keyword, another one is like default keyword. Okay, by using these three keywords, I can handle okay this particular functionality. Okay, so first 1.js should tell like ready to give this n1 value. That means what? My 1.js file should export my n1 value or not. My 1.js should export my n1 value or not. Exporting is nothing but it is ready to give this value to outside. So how we can write programmatically, export okay default n1. Okay, got my point? Now you can see the code. If it is not there, what I can say about 1.js? My 1.js file has one variable n1. That's it. That's it. If we add the code like this also, what I can say? What I can say? My 1.js file has one variable n1. That variable is like exported to outside or not? Exported to outside or not? So can any one person can import this n1 or not? Who requires this n1 as per our requirement? Who requires this n1? My 3.js, right? So by using which keyword you want me to import? Okay, by using import keyword. Okay, just give some space. Just give some space. Okay, by using that import keyword. Okay, from which file, that is an important, from which file, okay, you want me to get that n1, from which file you want me to get that n1. First of all, I reach that file, right? Okay, first of all, I have to go to that file, then only I can get the n1 or not. So tell me, I am here 3.js. Okay, 1.js has the n1, so you should have to reach 1.js or not. 3.js should looking for 1.js. Where my 3.js, how it is going to reach 1.js? Can anyone tell? Very simple. My 3.js inside which folder? Inside which folder? Folder 1. Folder 1. Inside which folder? 3.js inside which folder? Folder 1. My 1.js also inside which folder? Folder 1. So my 3.js should looking for 1.js in the current folder only or not? Yes or no? My 3.js looking for 1.js in the current folder only or not? Okay, by seeing this one, you only understand, right? Okay, so the hierarchy wise, my 1.js and my 3.js both are like inside the same folder. So my 3.js should pointing to folder 1, current folder. How we can pointing to current folder? Dot is nothing but always pointing to current folder. Dot is nothing but folder 1. Inside the folder 1, which file? Which file? 1.js file or not? That's it. 1.js file or not? All are agreed? Okay, now you can fill this gap. Import, what you want me to import? N1 from which file? Okay, in the current folder from 1.js or not? Now tell me, okay, if I run 3.js, what's my answer? If I run 3.js, what is my answer? If I run 3.js, what is my answer? 1 second. Yeah, what's my answer? N2 is not defined, not nan. N2 is not there. N2 is not there. At least N2 is not there. Where is my N2 now? Where is my N2 now? Come on, come on, come on. Where is my N2? 2.js. So my 2.js, first of all, ready to give this N2 or not? Programmatically, how we can say it is ready to give the N2 value? How we can say? Come on, programmatically, how we can say? By using export default N2. Okay, why default? I will tell, don't worry. Okay, then now my 2.js ready to give n2. Who requires that n2? He can import it. So who requires that n2? 3.js. So how we can import? Come on, import. Import from which file? 2.js. Where is that? Within the current folder 2.js or not? Okay. Yes or no? Yeah. Now my answer is what? My answer is what? Come on. My answer is what? If I run this one, my answer is like 30 or not? My answer is like 30 or not? All are agreed? All are agreed? Now my answer is what? Now my answer is what? Now my answer is what? N3 is not defined. N3 is not defined. Okay, constant N3 equals to 30. N3 equals to 30. Then N3 is not defined. Constant N3 equals to 30. So my 1.js should export the N3 also or not? Okay, my 1.js should export N3 also or not? So far exported how many values? Only one. Now there has another value also I want to export it. So how we can export? Come on. How we can export? Export default N3. If I write like this, it gives me a syntactical error. It gives me a syntactical error. What exactly the error was, For one file, okay, for one JS file, you have to write the export to default combination only one time. Got my point? For one file, you have to write export to default combination how many times? Only one time. Okay, two times you written, then the time it gives me an error or not. But my requirement is what? My 1.js should export. Come on, my 1.js should ready to give n1, n3, two values. Okay, then can I write like this? Can I write like this? Then that time syntactically it is not valid. N1 and N3 syntactically it is not valid. It is considered up to here only one you can. Now you can pass like N1 comma N2. It is valid, but okay, as an array I'm not expecting. Okay, N1 N2 separate values I want. That's it. Okay, then how? Very simple. For a single 1.js file, for one JS file, export to default combinations are how many? Export to default combinations are how many? For one JS file, export with default how many? One. Okay, but without default, export without default how many? N, any number. This is also kind of exporting only. Got my point? Yes or no? So that, okay, don't think more. Why export default? Don't think more. Okay. Okay, now this one I need to export with default or without default? With default or without default? Without default, directly you can place like this. Export constant N330. Now tell me. My 1.js. Come on, my 1.js exported how many values? First question. My 1.js exported how many values? Two values. With default, how many? One. Without default, how many? One. With default, now one. Okay, in future, it may be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Can I write like this multiple with defaults? No, right? Okay, my with default always what? My with default always what? My with default always, okay, 0, okay, or 1. That's it. Without default, 0 or n. Or n. Got my point? Yes or no? So my 1.js exported how many values? My 1.js exported how many values? Come on. My 1.js exported how many values? My 1.js exported how many values? 2 values. With the default, how many? With the default, how many? 1. Without default, how many? 1 or not? 1 or not? Got my point? So, who requires that 2 values? N1, N3. Who requires? Who requires that? 3.js. So that, okay, come on. Come on. Import from which file? From which file? 1.js. Looking for where? Inside the current folder. Inside the current folder. In the current folder, 1.js I take. 1.js I taken. So how many values exported from 1.js? Very, very important. How many values exported? 2 values. With default, how many? Without default, how many? With default, how many? Without default, how many? Without default, 1. Without default, n. With default, 1. With default, okay, n1, right? So directly you can take with default. Without default, how many? Now only 1. In future, I don't know. Then that time, okay, you have to hold the exported values without default as a destructuring format while importing. Now here, can I pass like what? N3. Got my point? While importing. With default, directly you can place it. Without default, it should be a destructuring format or not. Okay, now the answer is what? Now answer is what? N1 plus N2 plus N3. It's like 60 or not. All are okay? Okay, we'll see remaining things in the tomorrow's class. Okay. Tomorrow don't miss. Okay. You can join 8 a.m. Okay, up to 10 we can take it. Don't miss tomorrow and after tomorrow. Very, very important. Okay, no holidays from now onwards. Every day we have the class. Okay, Saturday, Sunday, more time. Okay, mentally fix for that. Okay. And one more thing. Okay, you can drop. Tomorrow I will tell. If it is possible, can you create the accounts? Can you create an accounts? Okay, open this GitHub and create an account. Sign up with your Google. Okay, Versal. Okay, with your Google, MongoDB. Okay, and AWS, Azure and AWS credit card details are required for. Okay, if you want, you can. Okay, I'm going to create and I will show you. But these 3 are like free accounts. Just create it. Just create it. Okay, these accounts created. GitHub, Versal, MongoDB. Okay. Okay, then. Thank you guys. Bye.